It's the Daily Dog.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. You have caught me on February 28th. It is the end of the month, and all of this month I have been featuring music by African American musicians as we have been celebrating Black History Month here on the channel. And I wanted to finish things off with a bang, friends. I wanted to get to a song that is current, that is relatively recent, and that speaks to the struggle and the life experiences of our African American friends. And I'm going to turn to Gary Clark Jr. today with his song This Land, and I am happy that you are joining me. Gary Clark Jr. is an American vocalist and guitarist, and he is best known for his combination of the blues and rock and roll and soul and hip hop and putting it all into a nice ball, and out comes Gary Clark Jr., right? He is from Austin, Texas, and he got his start in Austin playing as a kid in some of the famous clubs that some famous musicians like Stevie Ray Vaughan had played at. And fast forward to 2012, and he is dropping his first studio album. It was called Black and Blue, and he had great success with that album. It shot to the top 10 on the Billboard 200 chart, and it was number 1 on the blues albums chart. And with that success, he would go on in the last decade to work with many wonderful and just great musicians. He would work with Alicia Keys, Foo Fighters, Childish Gambino, Tom Morello, Eric Clapton, Dave Matthews, B.B. King, Jeff Beck, the Rolling Stones, you name it. I think he has appeared with them. He has also been busy appearing in several television shows and movies. So he is an all-around artist. And like I said, we're going to be taking a look at This Land, and that is the title track from his third album that was released in 2019. The album and the song have received many accolades, including a Grammy Award for Best Contemporary Blues Album. It won Best Song, and it also won Best Rock Performance. The inspiration for this song comes partly from Gary's own life and partly from the classic Woody Guthrie song, This Land Is Your Land. And one time Gary said this about the song. He said, especially he was talking about This Land Is Your Land. He says, it's one of the first songs we learn and we sing it together. It's just like the Pledge of Allegiance. And when you're kids, everybody's together. And we don't see the differences until we get older, and older people influence you to think about other people in a certain way. I just want to get back to singing that song like we were kids again. Well, that's interesting to me. Another thing that was interesting to me as I look into this is that only 3 people were involved in the making of the song. Gary Clark Jr. is on vocals, he is on guitar, and he also is on keyboards. He also wrote the tune. Mike Elizondo handles what they call a synth bass, and Brandon Temple is on the drums. So let's get to it, y'all. This is going to be the official video from This Land by Gary Clark Jr. Off we go. This land. American flag, Texas flag. Confederate battle flag. Well, it's interesting that they're focusing on a kid. Kids see everything, right? Synth bass is right. Woo. A flat minor. Lay, sol, may, do. Lay, sol, may, do. Right. Bluesy guitar. In the water.
Yeah. Paranoid and pissed off.
A baptism.
Now that I got the money, 50 acres and a Model A. you there goes the neighborhood. Now Mr. Williams ain't so funny. I see you looking out your window. Can't wait to call the police.
Can't wait to call the police on
And
you.
I know you think I'm up to something. I'm just eating, I was still hungry. And this is mine, not legit. I ain't leaving and you can't take it from me. I remember when you used to tell me, nigga run, go back where you come
Okay.
from. Nigga run, go back where you come from. We don't want
He ain't messing around.
We
don't
think
want your
you's
kind.
a dog. Fuck you, I'm America's son. This is where I come.
This is where I come from. I can't go back. Where would I go back to?
This land is mine. This land is mine.
Up till the sun comes up.
I
No, I
wonder
can't
if
stop grinding.
at his home,
And I
he
can't
bought a
let 'em
home
break
in
me. No, I can't
Austin,
let 'em find
near
me.
Austin. I wonder if that's his house.
Only if you wanna try me.
Not like
Or
snakes.
you can meet my other friend, the judge. Just in case you think I'm lying. And I know you think I'm up to something.
I know you think I'm up to something. I'm just eating out.
I ain't leaving and you can't take it from me. I remember when you used to tell me, nigga run.
Standing on top of that fucking flag.
Nigga run, go back where you come from. We don't want your kind. We think you's a dumb bomb. Fuck you, I'm America's son.
And there's Native American. Hang on a second. Wow. So the kids in the soil, I think those were arrowheads, right? So it's hearkening back to even, this ain't even y'all's land, right? Tell us to go back where we're from. We're from here, you know, and who are you to tell us to go back where we're from? Because you ain't from here either, technically, right? I want to back up a little bit. I'm going to move back. I want to see that little scene again. So here we go.
I was still hungry. And this is mine, not legit. I ain't leaving and you can't take it from me. I remember when you used to tell me, nigga run, go back where you come from.
It's either uncovering
Go back where you come from.
what had been there previously.
We don't want your kind. We think you's a dumb bomb. Fuck you, I'm America's son. This is where I come.
This is where I come from. That's a cool riff too. So close, so far, so far may go. Just minor pentatonic. What is that? Struggle, in a word. Kid had a tear. Potential. I think that is realizing potential, right? Reach for the stars. And not being.
I remember when they used to tell me, nigga run, go back where you come from. Nigga run,
Powerful.
go back where you come from. We don't want your kind.
We don't want you. We don't want your kind. We think you's a dog born. Fuck you, I'm America's son. This is where I come from. Amazing talent. Bluesy guitar. The lyrics are pointed. It's cutting right through all the BS. And only one chord, y'all. Sometimes in minor pentatonic, all you need is one chord. The snake has been defeated. The snake in the grass has been defeated. That's what it showed me. What is this? Kid looks like he's feeling better. And there's Gary.
Well, you can meet my friend the governor. He's the one that makes the law.
Meet my friend the governor. He's the one that makes the law.
Meet him face to face. You gon' be the one that fall. It's your life. It's your choice to choose. But if you meet my
This is what we do. We just hang out on our porch and sing songs.
be the one to lose.
Kids looking up to me. Directed by Savannah Leaf. Well. It's not lost on me, y'all, that there at the ending he was playing the blues in a major key. He went up to G, I think, is where he went with that one. Which was different than where he was for the whole rest of it. That's really interesting. Man, I'm trying to think about what I want to say about that, but I'm just still taking it all in. I need to watch it again, I do believe. I'll save that for another time, but while I have y'all here, the backstory of this one is really interesting. I found an interview that Gary did with NPR back in 2019, and he was discussing this song and this album. And he recounts this story where a neighbor comes up to him and asks him who lives here, and specifically on this 50-acre property that he had just bought near Austin. And he responded, "I do. I live here." And his his neighbor did not believe him. And the neighbor insisted on speaking with the homeowner, despite Gary repeatedly saying, "This is my house, dude." And meanwhile, the whole time, his 3-year-old son is watching. And later on, Gary says that his son would ask, "Daddy, why was that guy so mad?" You know, kids see everything, y'all. Gary then says he normally tries to keep his mouth shut in these type of situations, but his anger over this continued to bubble to the surface until it finally overflowed and manifested itself while he was in the recording studio. And he says this: "I'm sitting in the booth and I didn't write anything down. I didn't write it down. I just kind of freestyled and let this thing go. Everybody kind of took a breath after I had done the take, and I just sat on it." And the first reaction in the room came from Jacob, who is Gary's engineer and producer. And Jacob said, "It's angry. I don't like hearing you angry." And Gary's like, "Yeah, I don't like being angry either. But on this album, This Land, he had wanted to be honest about his feelings. And so it gets left in. And he says that's what came out as a result of life being black in this country, in this world, unfortunately. And it's a damn shame that in the 21st century, our brothers and sisters, our American brothers and sisters, are still suffering in their existence like this. And they keep telling us, they keep putting the art out, they keep telling us. And we just need to listen. That's part of why I'm doing, or I have done, this month-long celebration of Black History Month. I know most of the songs. I've heard most of the songs that we've done this month. But just hearing the songs isn't enough sometimes. Sometimes we need to spend time with these artists and spend time with their stories so that we can really understand their point of view and learn from them. And I think I'm a better person now after going through this past month and really being reminded actively of all of the stories of the way that life comes in and out of our black friends, their lives and what they go through. And I think I've said in other videos, I can't tell you what it's like being a black person in America, obviously, because I'm a white person. I'm a white male, right? So I really don't know what it's like being a black person in America. And thankfully, we have writings and poetry and movies and books and art that are being made that help inform us if we just take the time to listen with an open mind and take it in, and then we resolve to live in a better place and to make that place better going forward. That's what I hope that we do. I hope that we do. Gary Clark Jr. What a wonderful piece of music that was. Great guitar playing, really interesting vocal, and it had that hip hop styles bass, that synth bass moving through it. Just a modern piece, right? It's kind of got elements of all of these different styles, and it reaches us, right, in this time. And so I am thankful to Gary Clark Jr. for this song and for the video. It was very compelling. Whew. I think that's all for today, y'all. I appreciate you being with me, and we will see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.